Hi there, Perfecto Castro here and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day and greetings from Manila, Philippines. I'm here in this amazing warehouse of set and stage where I will be filming some brand new gear and music performances later on. And I'll be showing you guys in this video the new Blackstar Amped 2 100-watt amplifier and built-in effects rig. Here we go. A few months ago, I showed you guys the Blackstar Amped 1, which is the first in the line of Blackstar's new portable 100-watt amplifiers. The Amp 2 steps up the features game by adding an entire effects rig within this compact package. New for the Amp 2, we have an actual effects loop with separate output jacks for the send and return instead of using a breakout Y cable. You also get the extra 9-volt taps if you want to incorporate more pedals into your rig. Now all the inputs and outputs are now on top of the unit. That way we have better routing options when mounting this onto your pedal board. Now let's take a closer look at the step-up features of the Blackstar Amp 2. Let's start with the amp section. We still have the same power scalable power amp section from 1 watt to 20 watts to 100 watts, the full roaring 100 watts. And then the power amp section also has a 3-way response switch that emulates a different tube characteristics from EL84 to EL34 to 6L6. Now the amp controls themselves is pretty straightforward. You have gain, bass, middle, treble, and volume. And there are 3 voicings for the amp so that you can choose whichever tone you're most comfortable with. First up, you have the USA voicing, which is a great clean pedal platform. And then you have the UK voicing, which gives you that nice grindy 60s style British amp tone. And Final Classic is based on Blackstar's unique preamp voicing and has more gain than the previous 2 options. The amp section also has a hidden function where you hold down the shift switch and turn the treble knob to let you tweak the presence control. Now the main difference from the Amp 1 is the inclusion of the effects rig here on the Amp 2. So you have pretty much all the effects that you'll ever need to play any gig. You get a drive section, a modulation section, a delay section, and a reverb section. The drive is situated before the amp, and the delay and reverb are situated post-amp. And as for the modulation section, you have the option to place it pre or post-amp using the Blackstar Architect software. And as with the amplifier voicing, each effects block has different options for you to choose from. For the drive section, you can choose between a boost, a drive, or a fuzz. For modulation, you can choose between chorus / flanger, tremolo, or phaser. The delay types are linear, analog, or shimmer. And finally, for the reverb, you can choose between a room reverb, a spring reverb, or a plate reverb. Now, each effects block also has secondary functions accessible via the foot switches. So if you hold down the foot switches on the corresponding effects, you get some nice fun stuff happening. Big thanks to Blackstar for sponsoring yet another video here on my channel. To find out all about the Blackstar Amp 2 as well as to buy your own, I will have all the links, affiliate or otherwise, in the video description, so go check them out. Before we dive into the knob tweaking session, here is a song performed with my very good friends right here at Set and Stage. That way you hear the Blackstar Amp 2 in a full band context. Enjoy. now let's tweak some knobs. I have the Blackstar Amped 2 set up and plugged into this Bogner 2x12 loaded with Celestron V30s. The cab is mic'd up with a Shure SM57 and a Sennheiser E906. And as for the guitar, I'll be using this PJD St. John Standard. Now let's start with the amplifier section, all knobs at noon. So right now I have it on the USA preamp voicing, and this is the full 100 watts with the master at 12. So it's glorious, glorious tone. Let's check out the difference in the power scaling. So 100 watts. This is the 20-watt mode. And finally, 1 watt. So for the remainder of this video, I will keep the power amp rating at 100 watts, just so that I enjoy myself. Okay, now let's check out the power amp response. Right now, I have it at 6L6, which is the power amp tube of choice for the USA voicing. Now let's check out the other options. So 6L6. EL34. Slightly tighter bottom end with a lot more crunch. And finally, let's try out EL84. Feels like a leaner EL34 with a lot more barks. Okay, now let's check out the preamp voicings. We'll start with the USA clean voicing. Switching to UK. From squeaky clean to nice and crunchy. Now let's go to classic. Check out the range of the gain. We'll stay in classic mode. Okay, so Classic has the most gain amongst the preamp options. However, it's still not enough gain to get you into liquid lead territory. And that's where the drive will come in. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this setting here and we'll move on to the drive section. So let's start with boost, all knobs at noon, and let's see what we get. I like that very much. Now let's try it with the UK amp voicing, and I'm going to switch to EL34. I really like how the drive does not really change the character of the amp and just adds to it. However, let's try, I think for the UK amp, I want to try out the fuzz. So. Okay, I mentioned earlier, whoops. Now I mentioned earlier that the effects blocks have hidden functions, and to access the hidden function for the fuzz, you hold down shift and turn the tone knob, and that allows you to change the bias of the fuzz. So basically it gives you either the angry spitting fuzz or the nice smooth fuzz tones. So let's turn it all the way down, see what we get. That's a lot of range. Okay, so while we're on the USA Clean Sound, let's check out the drive option on the drive section. So that's too many drives. So clean. I'm gonna bring it back to 6L6 so it is nice and extended. And then drive, engage. So that's a good option if you want to go from a clean sound into a nice saturated drive sound. Let's try stacking it into an already crunchy amp. So UK, lower the drive, maybe up the level a little bit, lower the tone. It stacks nicely against an already crunchy amp model as well, so very nice. Okay, now let's check out the modulation section. So the first option is between a chorus and a flanger. And the way to choose between those two effects is with the depth knob. So from 7 o'clock to 12 o'clock, you get chorusing. And past 12, you go into flanging. Now, a fun feature of the modulation section is when you step and hold on the mod switch, you get a more extreme version of your current setting. So if you have it set at a mild rate, step on the switch and you get something nice and fun. And another hidden function is you can tap tempo the time knob. So hold down shift and you can choose between the different rhythmic subdivisions. So let's go 16th. Now let's check out tremolo. And finally, we have a phaser. Now let's check out the delay block. So here it is. This is linear. Hi-fi, typical digital delay. Let's go into analog. The repeats are warmer and does not get in the way of your playing. And finally, shimmer. There's that high-pitched shift sound. Okay, so the hidden function is hold down shift, and with the time knob, you can select your rhythmic subdivision. So I have it at dotted eighth. Let's go with a dotted quarter. And like with the other effects blocks, if you mash on the delay button, you get that extreme hold function as well. Finally, reverb. So here is the room setting. Here's the spring. And finally, play. Okay, so here is how I have the Blackstar Amp 2 set up if I were to use it in a band situation. I have chosen the UK voicing with the EL34 power amp response, and of course 100 watts. And this is how that sounds like. Nice and crunchy with a little bit of plate reverb. If I need to get it cleaner, I switch pickups and roll down my guitar volume. If I have the option to install this in an actual pedal board, I would probably have a volume pedal right in front of it. That way, when I play, I don't have to deal with this and just use my foot. Okay. Now for the drive, I chose the drive option with the gain a little bit higher. That way I can get my liquid leads from it. Maybe a little bit more gain to make that more comfortable. Now, one of the things I really like about the Blackstar Amped 2 is how well it cleans up. This is with the crunchy amp and the drive on. So this way, just with the guitar's volume knob, I have many shades of overdrive at my disposal. Now, as for the delay, I chose the analog. That way, even if I forget to tap tempo, I don't have trouble with the delay repeats messing up whatever I'm playing. And for the modulation, I chose a chorus. That way, when I play the clean sounds, I have this nice shimmer to the tone. Though for dirt, I think I would prefer a phaser. Let's try that out. Okay, so here are my thoughts on the Blackstar Amped 2. In a nutshell, it is a very, very good unit for the money. It solves a lot of issues that plague touring and traveling guitar players. So within this one unit, you have 100 watts of power. So that is definitely more than enough volume to cover any gig. Plus, you get a variety of output solutions from the cab rig treated DI out via XLR, as well as a regular 1/4 inch guitar amp out so that you can plug into whatever combo amp and you bypass the internal power amp treatment of the Amped 2. If you want to expand the rig to involve other pedals, you have the 9-volt outs as well as the proper effects loop. You don't have to deal with breakout cables and dongles and such. All the interfaces are on top of the unit. That way you don't have to deal with weird routing just to make it fit on your pedal board. And most of all, the amp and the effects sound really, really good. There is an option here for pretty much any kind of guitar player, from the hot rod shred guy to the versatile session musician, and even shoegaze, ambient, or just dirty, grungy guitar players, which we all can be. Now, even though the Amp 2 has a lot of good things going for it, I feel that Blackstar missed a couple of things to make it the perfect unit. And that involves the amplifier section, which has 3 very good sounding voices. So good, in fact, that I have a hard time choosing which one is my favorite. And I feel that they missed the boat by not offering some sort of channel switching or preset option just for the amplifier. Because I would have loved to switch between the USA clean platform and, say, the classic fire-breathing Blackstar high gain tone. The drive module picks up a lot of the slack, but at the end of the day, I want as much options as I could get. So a 2-channel amp with drive. Plus, if you've seen my previous Amp 1 video, I used the preset function to toggle between 2 different settings of the same preamp. That way, I also have my volume and lead boost for solos. However, if you're not married to the idea of a single all-in-one rig, then you can easily drop the Blackstar Amp 2 into your current pedal board and have all the options you'll ever want. Again, big thanks to Blackstar for sponsoring yet another video and for being such a great friend and supporter of my channel. All the relevant links, affiliates or otherwise, will be in the video description, so go check it out. And also, thank you so much to Set and Stage here in Manila, Philippines, for allowing me to film here in this amazing warehouse. For all your live sound and content creation needs, I will put their link also in the video description. If you dug this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and don't forget to ring that bell. And let me know what you think of the Blackstar Amp 2 in the comment section below. Click on an end card to go watch another video, then go grab your guitar and play something. You all know the drill. Practice makes perfecto. Cheers, guys.